Aimtron Electronics joining us now. Sneh, thank you so much, of course, first of all, for taking out the time. Mahima this side. My first question to you is with regards to how FY26 has fared. You know, you've almost doubled in terms of where revenue goes as compared to where you were in FY25. Margins have also seen an uptick from 20% to 22%. What have been the biggest drivers in terms of this top line growth coming in, and how does this fare going forward in FY27?
Sure. Thanks for connecting. So probably if you see like FY26, the main driving factor has been our end-to-end ODM capabilities, because that has been like we just not only partner with them on manufacturing side, but we just ensure that we are into the complete entire product life cycle. So that starts from design and engineering to prototyping, and even for testing and full scale up to the production, like box build system integration, along with PCBA, which is a core part of it. And when we try to upscale this value chain and becoming a technology and innovation partner, rather than just a pure EMS player, we have created deeper customer engagement and have higher value addition and sustainable revenue growth, which will help us to sustain in coming this financial year as well.
Okay, but could you just take us through, like for the next 4 to 5 years, are you expecting such a high growth rate of 50-60% to continue for the company?
So if you see the history, like it's been 2 years we got listed. We have been maintaining 40 to 50% CAGR, and next couple of years we are eyeing on 1,000 crore journey, and that will be part of organic as well as inorganic growth, a combination of both. In next 2 to 3 years, we are eyeing on 1,000 crore. So we are even coming up with one more greenfield project in Vadodara. That is Aimtron Mechatronics, and as a part of it, we even acquired one company in US in January, that is Aimtron International Controls.
Okay, Sneh, I wanted to understand that ODM still remains a small part of your business, where overall in terms of margin also this business turns out to be better. Just want to get a sense, any plans in the next 3 odd years to increase the revenue share from ODMs going forward?
See, ODM typically would be less than 5%, or I would say basically it would be in a single digit, because just an example, we clocked in 112 million UPS order for data centers. Data center story in India started now. We have been working with Fortune 500 company based out of US, where we have been developing like 1 kV, 2 kV, 3 kV UPS for data centers, and they are providing it for Google, Met, and such kind of tier 1 companies. So if you see, the design cost would be like, say, a couple of crores, like 5 crore, 6 crore kind of an activity. But it helps us to tailwind towards the manufacturing. The manufacturing, we have 5 years manufacturing licensing, exclusivity signed with them, which help us with 100 crore kind of a top line. So it is going to be like single digit for ODM, but when it comes to the overall revenue size, contribution from ODM, it helps us from designing to the manufacturing side.
Okay. Also, if you could give us some color on what is the current order book of the company, and along with that, if you could also tell us what is the total orders for what you have already placed bids, and what has been the success ratio of the same in past?
Sure. Certainly, if you see the current open order book with consolidated numbers are somewhere around 550 to 600 crores. And typically for us, execution timelines are 12 to 18 months. And as of now, if I talk about Aimtron India, which like founder Mukesh Vasani and me are taking care of that part. And we have one more company, Aimtron International Controls in US. We recently acquired that company where Nirmal Vasani is completely heading that facility as of now. So Nirmal, as of now, to what he has been stating, the open order book there is somewhere around 10 million approximately. And over there, we have a strong tailwind of RFQ, 50 to 60 million kind of an RFQ as of now. And in US, basically, we have a turnaround of 35 to 40% approximately. And same goes with India, where we have opportunity of RFQ pipeline of somewhere around 900 crores.
Okay, so Sneh, right now your domestic contribution is approximately 74%. Considering this acquisition in place, how will that number change in terms of ratio of domestic is to exports, to international revenue, let's say 1 or 2 years down the line?
Even if you see Indian contribution, but if you see, they have more of an international clientele. So just an example, again, that 12 million order. So companies basically based out of US, but they are looking out for execution in India. It's China plus one story, where like as of now they are getting things done out of other parts of the world, where they are now seeing on how can they go domestically within the India under Make in India mission. So that is where we are supporting them. And so contribution for export definitely is going to be around 30-40%, which is going to increase down the line from here. And probably we are just trying to see on how can we come to 50-50 kind of an activity between domestic and export play.
Okay. How about your capacity utilizations right now? Where do they sit at, both considering the new plant that you talked about? And overall, what is the aim to grow that capacity utilization in the next 1 year?
So if you see, like as of now in India, we have two setup. One is in Vadodara, Gujarat. Another one is in Bangalore, Karnataka. So there we are in India, we have 5 SMT lines. So as of now, we are somewhere around approximately 70% utilization. And this year we'll be running full capacity. That is approximately 90 to 95%. And that is where like we came up with greenfield project from now itself. So as of now, we are coming up with Aimtron Mechatronics. There we are planning 4 to 5 SMT lines, and we are even looking for forward integration with injection molding, sheet metal, and basic of stamping, CNC machining, and all that in-house. So that will help us to generate revenue of 1,000 crore. And in US to what we have, it's as of now around 54% kind of a utilization, where within next 3 years, we are trying to take that capacity utilization to 90%.
Okay, so given the fact that you're already expecting your utilizations to increase, plus the new plant comes in, that will also be ramped up very soon. So say over the next 3 years, what is the total capital expenditure that you will be required, and will the entire capex be funded through internal accruals?
So we recently had a fundraise of 97 crore. So that 97 crore will help us to go with the greenfield project phase 1 and phase 2. So that will be done. That will help us to generate somewhere around 400 to 500 crore kind of an activity. And US, we had debt. We recently took some debt of 25 crore approximately. But as of now, if you see the current capacity to what we have, it can help us to, because 9 SMT lines, 4 in US, 5 in India, and 1 SMT line, 3 shift typically approximately help us to generate 100 crore kind of a revenue. So as of now, we don't think any major capex is required up to 1,000 crore. Anything after that, definitely we are eyeing on something more apart from 1,000 crore as well.
Okay, one last question, Sneh, from my end is margins. You did 22%, FY26 closing. Just want to understand as to how it will fare going forward in FY27. Do you think these levels are sustainable, or you can do better?
Certainly, see, that is how our business model has been. And that is how the thought process of Mukesh and Nirmal has been from day one, who are our founder team, Basani family. So if you see, like that has been what we have been focusing on is like more of an niche market technology, niche market upcoming trending technology, something that we eye on. So if you see that's almost, if you see like almost $500 million kind of an activity is going around globally, where we are just eyeing on 1,000 crore kind of an activity. So I definitely feel, or we definitely feel this margins are going to be sustainable, and we want to create a benchmark being in SME, being in EMS sector, or as an ESDM player, that this margins is something that are sustainable, and we can go even beyond that as well. So PAT, we are trying to maintain around 15% and EBITDA about 20%.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Sneh, for helping us answer all those questions so candidly, and thank you so much for taking out the time. So that was, of course, the management of Aimtron Electronics. But let's also welcome in our guest for the day, Narendra Solanki, Head Fundamental Research.